It is October 8th of 2025, and does the air seem different? Does it seem like it's just weird? Communications are delayed. Different types of energies are feeling off. The truth seems like it just is pushing to get out, and yet there's barriers holding it back in. Well, you're not alone in feeling that, and there's a reason why. Join me. And welcome everyone to the House of Zelda, and this is Seeing Crime. I am Lady Zelda. We are here today to break this down for you. Now, since this full moon, harvest moon of October 6th, we're kind of still in this shadow, the lingering shadow that has been cast over everyone, and which this is a good time for harvest. People are reaping what they're sowing in one way or another. But there's some different oddities that are happening as well. Aside from that, though, Mercury is in Scorpio and it is affecting Pluto. So there's some energy that we're all being affected. Court cases, relationships, situationships, everything seems like it is just questioning ourselves. I gotta say that. Today I'm questioning myself and thinking, wait a minute, I know that is true. Why is it being told that it's not true? So is there an agenda? You start maybe going down the bunny trail a little bit, and you know me, I'm one for that. So today we're going to read the House of Zelda cards, the Kipper deck, a small tarot, because after all, we need some room on the board. I have a Lenormand Oracle deck, the trusty dice, and behind here I have this Piotnik deck. We'll see if we need all these. I have shuffled the cards, and let me know if you see anything in the cloth. I see quite a bit. There can be negative energy as well as the good energy, but I'm also going to say this. The good energy will overcome that negative energy. If you see something negative in the cloth, it will overcome. So let me just give you a little bit about this full moon, the folklore, the tradition. Full moons, and especially harvest moons like we just had, are times of thinning veils between the worlds. So spirits, aura, bleed, and psychic signals often intensify. So if you're feeling that gut instinct, that's why. So many cultures tie the harvest moon to endings, transitions, and spiritual reckoning. Because the moon sometimes is so bright and dominant, shadows deepen. Reflections are sharper and illusions easier to see and or feel. The idea of a delay in communication from spirit realms, ghost voices, or psychic impressions might be influenced by energy being overwhelmed or messages being distorted by strong lunar luminosity. Here we have the cards, and at the bottom of the deck we have a childlike new beginning. And that's exactly what I feel that we are going to be experiencing in the start of November. But I will tell you this. This was a rare supermoon, August the 6th. We have another supermoon in November and another supermoon in December. So I will tell you, and I'm going to put this right here. I will tell you that the idea of things calming down between now and at the end of the year, well, I'm going to say this. You're going to have to take a break. You're going to have to take a break from social media, from toxic situations, from drama. You're going to have to enjoy yourself more. Walk away from intense situations. Breathe. Get grounded. That's what this time is going to be all about, because I'm going to tell you, my darling, the truth in many court cases, in many situations, is begging to come out, is pushing to come out, and yet there's this shadow that is overwhelmingly pushing it back, almost gaslighting us, like this isn't what it's supposed to be. You know, sometimes you feel like you're living in one of those Mandela effects, right? I do sometimes. So this karmic and cosmic energy is very active, and time can feel very slow. Messages can lag and senses blur. And sometimes you just need to get grounded so you can filter. You need to filter. There sometimes can be an interference in clairaudience. Voices coming in can be delayed. And because the moon's influence is so intense, overlapping layers of spiritual signals could interfere with each other, making clarity harder to achieve. This is the October weirdness. I've just got to say, it is the October weirdness. Mercury yesterday went into Scorpio, and it formed square aspect to Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. But this Mercury in Scorpio is in Aries. You see, it's just like, we just feel like we're all over the place. So what does this mean? It means that there is help from the cosmic unknown. You see all the moon phases? That doesn't surprise me, because we're going through cycles and phases ourselves. The idea that in everything we do, we strive to do the right thing. And yet, daily, and you may figure this out too, you seek higher wisdom, but look at this little sweetheart. Does it feel like we're going down the bunny trail? I don't like to say rabbit hole that much, because rabbit holes sometimes only have one entrance. And you need to be able to get out of the rabbit hole and move on. And that's why it's a bunny trail, because you can hop on down the bunny trail, and then you can hop on to a much greener pasture and take a break. But the bunny trails are really out, and they're really a lot these days, my darlings. And I'm going to tell you something. It is definitely all about timing. And have you noticed that it seems like truth is coming in waves? We know that there's truth coming out, and even if it's a little bit of non-truth, we're just hit by a wave, and it seems to calm down a little bit. It seems to work through itself, and then all of a sudden the unexpected happens, and someone comes in to stir the pot again. Now this can be in many, many subjects. I'm reading on many subjects, and wow, that is very true. But the universe knows the truth, and I want to go one step further and say that the universe knows your name. The universe knows exactly how much you can withstand and how much you can take. And that's why you have to know that as well. So that way you can hop off those bunny trails and start taking a breath and start knowing that life is meant to be lived, and lived peacefully. During this time of October that we're living through right now, pieces of puzzles will start coming together. And you'll notice that there are those out there that really do want to strive to do the right thing, but there's other things that hold them back. Wealth and abundance in just about every situation is prevalent. It's involved. Wealth, money, something. Follow the money trails. Follow those. Let's see what the Kipper has to say. So the weirdness of October will, I'm going to say, continue into the weirdness of November and the oddity of December. Things will continue to be delayed, set back, but as they are in every situation and situationship, court cases, missing people, unalivings, definitely, you're going to see some things come out that just make you want to shake your head. Sometimes in disbelief, and many times in agreement. On the bottom of this deck is occupation, so it's telling us to take a breath even at your employment, even at your job. Now, who is this male? It is considered to be male energy. In this particular reading, it's not any one particular male. It is male energy, strong, decisive. But it's also telling us that home right now is so very important because we've got two cards here that tell us about home. And we've got a child card, which corresponds with this childlike new beginning. So we have to look at our homes as our safe place. And that's why you need work-life balance. The house coming out, the family room coming out, gathering together, being together, not getting involved in big crowds during this time. Community is so important. And using the idea of community coming together. Now, a community doesn't have to be a small community where you live or a large community. It can be a large movement or community coming together. People that have like-minded views and values. But this male energy is an invitation for us to take a breath, to overcome sometimes our, can I say, very female emotions? Yes, I can say that. Male and female have that. So it's okay. But this is telling us that we need to just stand up for ourselves, be strong. And fortunately or unfortunately, that is what the tradition is for that male, that main male card. Now, this is an interesting thing. Thief. There will be those during the weirdness of October, and we will read for November as well, but the weirdness of October, there will be those that come along and want to steal our peace of mind, our peace of where we live, our peace in a relationship, situationship, community, employment, and you have to guard. You have to use this given energy to guard. And it's saying this with this occupation, so especially guard with your employment. So now with all of that said, this is going to get pretty interesting. I want to get a couple of cards here from this Lenormand deck. You're going to really enjoy this. I like this particular deck. It's very pretty. Look at this. Now, isn't that amazing? Because now we have a balance. We have the male energy. Now we have the female energy. And what this is going to help you do with this new pathway is this is a time to sit back and reflect. And I know it sounds extremely negative, but what I will tell you is this. And there, look at this. very wonderful counterparts. And those two royal cards are equal to the King and Queen of Swords. Very interestingly enough, it's very grounded and yet very emotional, coming forward, having that good, and that's what that means. It's just the balance of the energy is literally what it is. But you know what? This is an excellent time to manifest. Got a lot of royals out here. Look at this. So what this is telling me is having energy from all of these cards, all of the entities, everything going on. Happiness, the bouquet, cheerfulness, coming forward, understanding things. This is like a little lake, a pond, and yet it is the peacefulness of waiting for your ship to come in. The card here that has the little fishy telling you that be mutable, be like a fish. You can navigate the waters, whether choppy or calm. You can learn to swim around obstacles, jump over, swim underneath. And you know what? Sometimes if there's a log in the water, you can literally go through. There's a different path for you now. And manifestation is very important. This is grounding and all about money, but the loyalty that comes along with it. Sometimes we have to hibernate a little bit, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. And this, can't really see it, but that's like a little star card here. And it indicates emotion in which you feel that from the past you've learned a lot of lessons, but there's just a couple of more. So know with this card and with all of this energy that your prayers and your petitions are definitely heard. Now let's lay out just a couple of these tarot. So again, as negative as this may sound, sometimes we just have to ask why. Why is this happening? What's going on? Well, now you know it's not you. It's the influence of the cosmos, my darlings, and that's exactly what's going on. It's a time in which we all, as humanity, need to take a breath. And it's amazing because, look, I just talked about lessons, and there is the 10 of Wands, the World card, and the Knight of Swords. I love that. And look at this. The Strength card, which is also the sign of Leo, an infinite amount of strength is what we are given and we will use to get through. It's understanding our own strengths in order how to solve and navigate issues, maybe some negative situations, possibly a problem or two. But we have that in us. We have that within us. And we're given that freely, putting that here. So with this, I'm loving this because we have this representation of learning the lessons of opportunity and open doors and even growth, but taking those lessons with us into the future. And we're not alone. The entire world is feeling this way. And with the reference of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John in every corner, tells us there is a divine inspiration and a divine power over this. For me, the encouraging thing of this is this card, the Knight of Swords. An air element, all about communication, all about working with others, and even our thought processes. This sword goes off the frame of the card, and that means we're far from done yet. We can race into a particular situation head on, against the wind, and we will be in a very, very good way. This is the most active of all of the horses in the tarot. And he and this rider are on it. They're racing to get things accomplished. And I believe that's what we're doing. You know, in our lives, life isn't always going to be this little picnic, right? It's just not always going to be a little picnic. But our job is to use the strength that we're given and the elements and the emotions to power through. That's what we have to do, the strength. Fortune. Baby. Aw. And a journey. And look at this. On the bottom of the deck, thoughts. Exactly. Our thought processes. And you know, sometimes our thought processes can dig us a little deeper than what they really should. And when you can get control of your thought process, you're 5 steps ahead of everyone else. So what does the baby mean? The fortune, the baby? Well, it's a brand new beginning. And many of you may have to watch this again, because the key to making it through this time is focusing on yourself, taking a breath, walking away when you have to, being grounded, and knowing that this is a temporary situation. It's going to be okay. We're going to make it through. This is definitely a journey for many of us. And it's been, look at those horses. Boy, they are on a quick travel, aren't they? But what this really means is that this quick journey through, basically we're powering through. We're getting through it. And we are very fortunate. And look at the cornucopia, filled with blessings. Even though we're in this time, doesn't mean we won't be blessed. Now we just have to recognize sometimes that it's a tough time in order to navigate it. But know that it's not you and it's not your fault. Look at, like I said, the court cases, situations worldwide, social situations, our world situations. Take a moment. Take a breath. Your home is your safe space. But know in every situation that the pieces of the puzzles are coming together. Just know that. Some of us will be haunted by the past during this time, but some of us will be embracing the past so that we have learned and can move on to the future. I want to thank you so much for being here. That's it for today with our October weirdness, but it's all right. And we're here. We're going to get through it. Stay to the end because I have a little something for many of you. If you know, you know, you're going to really enjoy. It's the Halloween season. But I'm going to say, I look forward to being here with you all the time. Join me on Thursday night at 7 p.m. for Help, I'm Haunted. It's this limited series, but I think everybody's talking to me about keeping it on because we enjoy ourselves. I tell stories of my escapades as a paranormal investigator. Then Saturday night, 7 p.m., I'm live again. So join me also on True Oracle. I really, really appreciate it. I do readings on both channels, and I thank you so much for visiting me today. You've actually made my day. Take care, take a breath, and I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.